Assalamu alaikum, guys. Did any one of you understood the Sheikh when he was talking?
Yeah.
You all understood? You all know my language? Good for you. Okay, anyway.
Assalamu alaikum. Fadlan haddaad diini channelku cusub tahay subscribe saar si barnaamij walba cusub kugu soo gaaraan.
Like the Sheikh said, the Prophet was in his mom's belly when his dad was passed away. So he's what? Orphan, right? Some of you don't have dad or a mom. I don't have a mom or dad, right? So the Prophet was born without a father, by a mom only. And back then, the tradition was you have to send your kids outside of the city. Because outside of the city is considered to be, they will rear you good, you become a strong man. You go after cows, like camels, or whatever you can do, so you can be strong. So you can understand he doesn't have a dad, therefore he doesn't have money to go outside. So he was only taken by his mom. And then there's this lady came, her name is Halima, like the Sheikh told us. So everybody, like the people in the nomadic area will come in the city. They all take a kid outside with them. As they feed, they breastfeed the kids, they get paid to do that. But everybody got a kid. This lady, her name is Halima Sa'diya, will not find any kid. Now, and then somebody say, hey, there's a kid who's orphan if you want to take it, so you don't want to go back by yourself. So she just went there to just take him. So she took him, and there's the seerah says a lot about it. When she took him, she got a lot of barakah. You know what barakah means? Benefits. Like how cows become big, how goats become a lot of milk. Like she became blessed in her community. So after that, she took him with her. Like the Sheikh was saying, this was not an ordinary kid. He was a special kid. There was a lot of angels watching him. God sent him a troop for him just to take care of him. Like the Sheikh said, one day, one of his friends reported that as they were playing together, an angel came, which is Angel Jibreel. He held him and cut him in his chest and took him all the dirt out. We all have that dirt. Like some of you sometimes don't like your friends. The Prophet didn't have that. He loved everybody. He never hated anybody because God intended to clean his heart. So he has a pure from the standpoint of God. So because of that, she's scared, you know? She's scared to take care of him. Like, what if somebody happened? What if something happened? I don't want to get in trouble. So she took him back to his mom when he was 4 years old. So the mom started taking care of him. Then the mom passed away when he was, how much? He was 6. The Sheikh says, he was 6 when his mom passed away. Remember, his dad passed away, his mom passed away. Now, his grandpa is taking care of him. His name is, who knows grandpa's name? Grandpa? Yeah, the prophet grandpa. Anybody knows? Even the shepherds.
Take a guess. Abdul
Muttalib. It was his grandpa. So he started taking care of him. So Abdul Muttalib used to say, or people say that he used to say, this son of mine will be something. Because he was seeing some sign about it. He wasn't a special kid. You have to understand, he doesn't play a lot with the kids, and then he doesn't do something meaningless. Some of the time when he plays, he stays out adult games and kids games. You guys know the difference? You all have gaming, right? You play games. Adults also have games. Some of us know that, called Ladu, right? The Prophet don't do that thing. So he stayed out of all of that. We all do it. he stayed out of all of that. He doesn't play adult play or small play. So, okay, let's move on. So then after that, the grandpa died when he was only 8 years. No, 8 days. He died. Now, no father, no mom, no grandpa. But then his father's brother was there. His name is what? Anybody know? What is his uncle? Abu Talib, right? That was his uncle. So he started taking care of him, like the chef was saying. So he loved him so much, you know? Like the chef said a minute ago, he loved him to the as much as he won't even let him out his side. He stays with him at night. They sleep together. When he goes out, he takes out with him. He loved him so much. He took care the best he could. His uncle. So, you know, his uncle, you know, back then, like people had more wives, more kids. So there's a lot of kids like this. You guys are in America, you don't understand this. When you eat, you all get your plate, right? You go and get your plate, you eat your own, in your bed, maybe playing games. Back then, it wasn't like that. You eat together, in a group. They bring the plate in the middle. So he, the prophet, when he comes, every kid comes. Remember, when you're eating together, it's like whoever can eat faster, can get more, right? The prophet, knowing he's a special guy, he doesn't do eat fast. So he may just pick up like 2 or 3 morsels from his hand, that's it. The rest is gone. And he was okay with that. He was satisfied with that. He never complained. He was fine for whatever he can grab from the plate at a time. So that was how good it was. So when he reached at the age, okay, before I go to that one, he was known the most truthful in his community. He was known the most trustworthy in his community. He was known, he never lies, forever meaningless. So everybody trusted him, and they call him Al-Amin. You know, that's another name they give him, Al-Amin. That's what he was. So when he reached the age of 40, then he was given the job of prophethood. That means the Quran started coming back to him. Some of you who comes to the DUKSIGA, you know, right? What is the first ayah was written to the prophet? What is the first Quran that came to him? What is it? Iqra. Remember when Jibreel came in the cave? What's the name of the cave? What is the name of the cave that the prophet used to go to meditate by himself? Anybody know? Cave Hira, right? You all should know. It's Cave Hira. So he goes there to himself instead of going outside and playing or clapping or whatever other young people do. So when he reached at 40, Jibreel came to him and said, hey, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaqa khalaqal insana min 'alaq. And he's like, I cannot read. That's what he says when he was called to read. Read. I cannot read. Read 3 times. The 3rd time, then the Jibreel read, and then he read after him. So that's the first one he came to. Remember, this is not only unique to him. Every prophet was given prophethood at the age of 40. So what do we know about when we are 40? We have to be responsible. Those who are close to the 40s, right? At 40, you need to be more responsible. Stop the childish or stop the adult games, right? Okay, so at the age of 40, he was given the nubuwah or the job of prophethood, and he was staying in Mecca. Remember, where was he born? Who was the Prophet born? Which city? Mecca, right? Remember, Mecca. So, when he was given the prophethood, he stayed there for 10 years. For 10 years, he was preaching to his people, calling for them. They never liked him, they tortured him, they stoned him, they did all the sort they could do for him. And then, after 10 years, he was told to leave Mecca, to go to Medina. So he migrated. That's when the Hijrah started. That's when the Islamic calendar started. When he went to Medina. Are we aware? I'm going to ask you some questions. I hear a lot of talk. So he went to Medina. Remember, he started preaching at 40. After 10 years, he went to Medina. Now, how old is he? What is this guy then? What's your name? Ayub. Okay, Ayub. How old is the Prophet right now? According to his story, remember? He started preaching at 40. He stayed in Mecca at 10 years preaching. So how old is he now? 40. You don't know your math? Okay, yes. At that point, he was 50. Then he migrated to Medina. So in Medina, he preached for 13 years. 13 years. So how old is he now?
50 plus 13.
What is it? 63. And that's when the Prophet passed away. The Prophet passed away at 63. As a Muslim, our average age is 63. Once you reach a 60, don't expect more. That's when the Prophet, God actually told the Prophet, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ. Remember, at that time, he was given the glory or victory as they came to Mecca. Him and his troop came to Mecca, and then the Meccan people were so scared, they just left them, like, okay, we surrender. So, and he never killed anybody, he never fought anything, and he just said, okay, all of you are forgiven. If you want to be a Muslim, be a Muslim. If you want to be Christian, be Christian. But there's not going to be no idols or whatnot in the camp. So he destroyed the idols, he let them sing. He didn't hurt them. And that's when the Quran, the ayah, إِذَا جَاءَ came. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَاسْتَغْفِرْهُ إِنَّهُ كَانَ تَوَّابًا. He was told to start saying tasbih, alhamdulillah, subhanallah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. After that, the hadith says the Prophet started saying in his sujood, subhanakallah, in his sujood, he starts saying tasbih, even when he's praying. I can't recall the tasbih now. After that, remember, after 63, he didn't live another year. It was just, I don't know, a couple months or so, and then he passed away. That's the end of the Prophet's story. You all know that? Good? Remember, the Prophet came here to spread the religion. We all know we celebrate him, but we also have to follow his footsteps. Remember, the ultimate goal for us to be in this world is what? To go to Jannah. Remember? And to worship the Lord. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. We were not created. Both human and jinn were not created except for what? Worship him. And the Prophet says, إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ. If you want God to love you, what you do? You follow him. Uswatul Hasan. He is what? The best example for us. We have to follow him. We understand? Youth, we need to learn. You know, the Sheikh was saying, he was talking mostly to your parents, he was saying they need to bring you to the DUKSIGA. It doesn't matter if it is this, Dawah Center, online, wherever you learn, you have to learn something. There's no excuse for you. And the parents, for those who speak English, if your kids don't know their religion, and you die, you could go to Jannah, mean hell, for that reason. They could blame you. They could blame you. They say, my father or mom did not teach me anything. They have a case over you. What you need to do is do your best. Take them to the madrasa. Take them where they can learn something. Whether they learn or not, God is your witness. you did your part. But if you don't do your part, you don't raise them right, you can't say at the end of the day, in front of God, I did my job. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.